Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're working on a set of tools for Dulcimer players. Today we're looking at the calendar, and we have the notion of, we've decided we're going to read ICS files to get it. So if you export a Google Calendar, say, it uses the ICS file format. I think the same for iCalendar, or whatever the current app is for that on Mac or iOS. That's just sort of the standard format they use. It's basically a text format, but we have a parser that's going to read it for us. Try that one. Okay. Well, what happened like 5 minutes after we finished working? I was really bugged because our last run did not work. And so I debugged a little bit, and let me walk to what I found. Let's see, I guess a calendar parser is our test, and we get the string loaded up from a file. We may be able to pull that string into memory at some point, and then we call calendar parser events.count, and we expect 1, and it came back 0. And so I went to see what's going on with this thing, and I'll just walk you through to the point that I discovered something. So we have the calendar parser. Its big thing is it's calling calendar from. Okay, so this is IC parser is the iCalendar parser library. And if we look at this is the function that is kind of the top level entry point. Give me the raw string, I'll give you back an iCalendar. And the first thing it does is get properties. I paused and looked to see what the properties are, and there was only one. It was begin, and then the whole rest of the ICS file. So it's pretty clear it should be multiple things. And so I was curious how get properties worked. So I stopped in there and looked at it. And so basically they do return new line space with empty string, because if you have too long of a line, they break the line with an RN and then put a space at the front. So they're deleting those RN blanks, and then they split it up by RN. Now, if we looked at our file, we have a bunch of lines, okay? And so there should have been a bunch of entries. But what this code made me think was, hey, it looks like it's splitting by RN, but it didn't split. So I took a look, and I unfortunately I put the original file in to see what that looks like, okay? And it has begin vCalendar, and there's an RN. Okay, now I'm going to, let's see, where can I find this thing to play with it? Is that? Well, let's open that. Okay. Is that? No, that's not the right one. Sorry. I should have prepped this better. Well, let's just make another one here. Do I have a duplicate? No. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, and now I'm going to show it in Finder. This one is not. So this, sample.ics, I copied the file from my original download and moved it in. And I think the carriage return is this little ball with the spike sticking out of it, and the new line is represented by the I don't know, I call it a not symbol, but it's a little line with horizontal and then vertical down. That gives you the true line endings with carriage return line feed. I think if, let's see, where's this going to show up? Show in Finder. Oh, okay, it's over on my other window. Okay, so this one, I opened it with TextMate yesterday. All right. Now, if I save it, let's see, does that do anything? No. Okay. But notice in here, they just have the little new line symbols. So I'm going to copy this, replace this with that. No, that's still the same. I don't know if I do it here. Let's at least get to an end of the event. Okay. And let's try this. No, they're still in there. I'm pretty sure somehow it was the one I copied in was missing the new line, the carriage returns. And I don't know what happens if I also put something in Git to say like, hey, ICS files should be binary. So let's change the type too. I'll do that again. No? Okay. Huh. Now it's keeping it. I don't know. But anyway, I made sure I had the file with the returns in it. Okay, let me continue from there. We'll move this one to the trash. We don't really need it. Okay, so this has it. Now if I run the test, it's going to pass. Well, it's going to almost pass. All right, let's run. Well, I meant to run one test. Oh well, we'll run them all. I'm surprised myself, but looking at that code, right? I mean that's absolutely looking for RN like that. So very, very surprising in a way. Now I forget what's the RFC. Is it 5545 or something? Okay. All right. So we got one failing test. And it's not failing because it has 0 entries. It's failing because it has 14. Because I took the whole file that I had with 14 events. All right, now I'm going to take out some. I need the calendar header, and then I've got v event and end v event. I'm going to delete the rest up to, I still need that line. Okay. Yeah, so let's save that, run that again. Let's see. Okay, basic grammar and conventions. Well, let's look for carriage return. No. Okay, yeah. So it is in the spec. Content lines are delimited by a line break, which is a curlive sequence. Carriage return followed by line feed. Not longer than 75 octets, bytes, excluding the line break. So insert a curlive with a single white space character. Okay, so I guess they are going by the strict rules of the definition, which is weird. Which makes me wonder if this is really an iCalendar description or, I mean, because that's Windows line endings, right? I'm like you. I would have thought that it would call for treating carriage return, line feed, carriage return, or line feed as a line break. But yeah, it may be that the file doesn't have the complete sequence do we run? And it passed. Okay. Yeah, because it's a very flat, I mean, the rest of the file is really things that go begin event, end event. Okay, so it's pretty much there. Now, this you could almost, I mean, you could skip the file for this. I know this is required. I don't know about the rest. Okay, so let's do a little trimming and see if it still passes. Okay, do we need the rest of the stuff in the header? Kind of hope not. Now I do notice, like when we go to do the pull the URL, right? They've formatted it already. They've put it in an href. Okay, so yeah, we don't need that fancy header. We got a date. I don't know if you need date stamp. Last modified sounds like it doesn't need anything. Status summary, transparent. I don't know what transparent means. But I'm just kind of trying to chop out chunks, and I bet description is not needed either. Notice this, / comma, Virginia. All right. Date end. I guess start and end makes sense that you got to have them. 225.01.09. That's when I created the file, probably. UID, I don't know. Description, location. I'll bet sequence. I'll bet I don't need created. Oh no, where's the name? Oh, didn't kill that off completely. Oh, this is it. Okay. Oh, I don't know what that's going to open with. Oh, that's not it. That's a CSV, not an ISCS. There it is. Okay, let's open that one. Oh no, it's trying to open my calendar. Stop. Okay, let's try that again. Open downloads. Okay, so here's the original. Where's the name of the event? Description. Summary. Okay, let's keep that. Oh, good. He puts it in there. Okay. I don't know if we need sequence. And UID, I don't know. Okay, that's short enough that we could put it in, and I wouldn't mind. Let's try. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know what it'll do. Okay. Let's make a private function create one event in calendar. Yields a string, because that's what we're working with. Okay. And this, what if I paste? Do I get it? No. Okay. Now this, I think, I'll do it in small steps here. String equals create one comment. Okay, so I'm ignoring the file read just to make sure. And I think that just has the line feed, not the carriage return. So let's run this test. Lost my chat window there for a minute. Hang on. Okay, I need a description if you test the drive, the extraction of the URL. Yeah, I think we'll make a separate one for that. Yeah, I'm still loading it, but I'm throwing it away. Okay, yeah, it's coming back. Index out of range, so it came up with 0. All right, so let's put the \r in if it will take it. I mean, it's kind of annoying. I mean, the header is about as minimal as it can be, given that it has to have the prod head, prod ID rather. Okay. Okay, good. So let's get rid of this stuff. It's usually better if you don't have quote unit tests that actually try and read files, you know. And I think this is small enough, but let's extract out the header. Usually I use the word to make calendar and the inner string is a string, yields a string. So I'm extracting a method for that. Okay, and so that's going to be the, well, let's take this and in here, this is going to be the inner string. Okay, so make a calendar from an inner string. How about event string? Okay, and then create one event is going to be make calendar event string colon, and then we'll put this. Take out these. Okay, so I'm providing my return new lines. Yeah, that's true. Well, let's. I'm doing one thing at a time. I'm always. I have the tendency to jump in and just do that, but let's make sure this works, and then we'll give it event strings that really are just the insides and let it put in the rest. Okay, that should work. Multi-line bracket arguments. Multi-line arguments should have their surrounding brackets in a new line. I don't know if it wants this on a new line, but I really want that string on its own thing. I forget the rules, but I think the first column of the triple quote is the first column of your thing. So if you indented all of it, it would still be indented. We'll see if we can shut it up first. Okay, yeah, that passed. So yeah, let's do the let's rename this to make single event. Okay, so all right. So we'll make this string dot dot dot, and then I think we'll just build up the result. Result equals this plus this again. I'll make a small step here. Okay. Whoa. If we continue, what happens? No. Is that empty? Huh. Well, what did I do wrong? Let's stop here and look at the result. I suspect it's a line feed issue. I think it is, yeah. Hopefully it distinguishes those. Okay. Google Calendar event English R. Whoa, wait. Quote backslash. What's the brackets coming from? Slash R slash top. Do that again. Yeah, it's hard to know with the debugger. It had backslash backslash R backslash backslash N. So I kind of hope that's what it's doing. We're going to stop here. Try that again. I'm wondering if it leaves out the new line here before interpolating that. Well, how did you get there without triggering this breakpoint? That's just bizarre. Make single event, calls make calendar. Whoop. We'll go here. But anyway, my guess is I'm shy a new line if I can break it and examine it. Okay. We don't have the whole thing, but we should have enough to see if we have a new line on the end of the... Okay, it's got backslash quote. What? RN DTN summary advanced RN end colon V event slash R. No. But where's that quote coming from? I mean, this bracket backslash V calendar English R. Huh. I wonder if I have to do that. We tried it without them once, and it just the parser crashed. Let's try that. I guess making the separate strings puts a little something on. I don't. Okay, now he ends with RN, begin event, backslash, R. Well, I don't know. I mean, Xcode, I mean, it's a Unix, right? So I would expect it to only have the new lines. Well, let's continue. And yeah, it's going to crash still. This is odd. Result plus equals event string. Like, I don't even know where this backslash quote, bracket even, backslash quote, unless that's trying to tell me like the substrings that it used to create it. But the quote shouldn't be there. Begin V event. Okay, let's extract this. And I think maybe a print might be better than the debugger at this point. Present result. Okay. So I'm pulling this out to try and make sure there's no weirdness going on. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it'll do, but I mean, I'm putting it there explicitly and I can see the new line, so I would think those would do it. But maybe they don't. Date start value. Like here, this //r. Why the two backslashes? Is it putting an actual backslash and an R in? Seems weird. Okay, try the test again. And it's just going to run through, so. Well, we're probably somewhere we can see, oh, this is resources. Okay, he only uses \n. Well, maybe it is. How weird is that? Okay. Okay, so it got rid of the backslashes, so something I was doing did that. The bracket quote begin, though, like, what the heck? Bracket quote. Now these lines don't mention it, but I can't tell if they're there then. It's got a new line, begin calendar prod ID. This has a new line. This does not have new lines. All right, I'm going to make another little function. Maybe it's curlif. Okay. You don't know that word? You should learn it. Okay. Let's apply that here. And I mean, this is annoying, but it's there so I can control what's going on, because clearly I'm not. If I trust interpolations to be interpolated and whatever. Okay, so I'm still printing, I'm still pausing. Yeah, that might be a better way. Right. Wow. is quoted. Is he not I don't even care if he interpolates. Okay, I got too many new lines. Okay. Yeah, let's try your way. Okay, so, and I don't know if you get an extra new line at the end of that or not. Okay, so this is event string dot replacing occurrences of new line with character turn new line. And then if this seems to do something, we'll do it for the other. Yeah, I think you're right. Something got escaped. I'm not quite clear how that would happen with that curler routine, but wasn't looking good. Okay. It's still doing that. Okay, we're gonna apply the same thinking here. Okay, maybe I will do that and then do that the next time through. Let's just make sure we got the right string coming in. It feels so... I don't know why it's being so hard. On the other hand, I'm very confident that once we get it going, we'll be able to do our other parsing stuff pretty quickly and finish that hopefully today. Okay, we should have printed parser yields event. I deleted stuff, so it's my own fault. And I think it buffers too, right? Oh, there it is. Okay, that all looks like... Oh no, it still is not. How bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. Oh, the second one has the new line, so I think these are required. Okay. And then I'll put this in and run tests. Bracket quote. Why are you there? I just don't get it. Well, event string is a string, so maybe I'm doing it to myself with that, since I'm appending string level, not interpolating it. String element and character should be equivalent. Result. Oh. I didn't do the. Yeah. Okay. For string and that. So I passed in a array of strings, and it put the brackets in to tell you it was an array of strings that it was interpolating in. Okay. I think we'll be okay. What's 70.9054 English new line? I'm not sure why that new line came where it did there. These have \n. Okay, let's continue and see what happens. Okay. Wowzers. Okay, so make calendar is going to interpolate this stuff. Sorry. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of weird. I mean, even now, like, I don't know why it broke after 70. I mean, the input is 70954, right? Is that the... yeah. \/ the end. Okay, then new line. So I don't know why it's breaking where it breaks. It's got the new lines. And we do have the ones at the end as well. Event ID. Okay, that's the resulting thing. Okay, well, let's unwind. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Yeah, I don't know why when you print that string it doesn't format it. Who knows? I mean, your needs and debuggers are a little bit different, but still. Okay, so let's take the win we have so far. So we load ICS calendar with one event to verify basic parsing. Okay. And then I should get that active. Okay. Yeah. All right. But then, like you said, the next tests are more about making sure all the fields get mapped. That's the whole goal of using this package. It gives us IC events, which we can pull out the fields we want to put in our own events. Okay. A calendar parser. I wanted a calendar parser. Okay. Okay, so I think the thing I want to do is make this is a function from an IC event to a one of our events. can I extract a method? So I think it's IC event to event. Whoa, that was not the... Okay, let's... We'll do it manually. And frankly, I would probably test this directly. It's I guess because I just don't feel like we need another object around to do it. But the fact is, this thing it's kind of the IC event converter or something object maybe is implicit there, who's got one function, which is to convert it from one to the other. Oh, that's a reserved word, isn't it? I don't think we'll get confused by that. Okay. So I'm going to test this as a public function or public-ish. And, well, yeah, I guess testing it here. All right, so test. I see event to event. Let's go look at IC events, because I think they're kind of what you'd expect. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, not much logic. We're just copying some data. So we're working on a calendar of music festivals, and we've done a lot of the display, but we haven't done the parsing yet. So we need to parse somebody else's calendar format into our events to show on our screen. The format we're using is called, I don't know if they called it iCalendar format, I guess, but it's some official RFC, semi internet standard kind of thing, that many calendars support. And we're going to assume that somebody keeps their calendar in, say, Google Calendar and periodically exports the file that we need, and then we'll parse this file. We have a library that does the parsing. We just spent, I don't know, half an hour or more playing around trying to get the new lines and all that right, because it wants carriage return line feed between its lines, and we have to make sure our stuff does that. Now we've got one event that parses. Yeah, it's the same. It's the normal ICS that you would get for that. So, I mean, it's a very standard. I think almost every calendar I know of that, participates in things would do it, but certainly Google Calendar does, and Apple calendars and stuff. So that's all we need. We just need one. And so I think the test we have, this parser yields event, basically is proving that if I create an ICS file, I'm doing it in memory here, but it's got a header for the calendar itself and a trailer or a footer, and then you put your event strings in the middle. And the one we have so far, we just stuck one event in with basically start date, end date, and summary. And we checked in the thing here is just to make sure that it actually parsed one event. and we haven't looked inside the event. So now we're going to treat this piece of converting the event from the IC event format to our event format. And from what I see here, I think I can create one of these. It's got these public fields, and it's a struct, so I should be able to put in whatever I want. And okay, so let's just make let's make an expected event. Expected equals event, and then I'm going to do, well, name colon my event. Oh. Okay, where's event? Okay, I'll just copy these in for my reminder. Okay, so start date, whoops. Well, that's probably useful there too. Yeah, we had enough fun already. It's a very U.S. centric thing, unfortunately, in some sense. Well, in effect, I'm going to show you local times, but the way these are, we're not getting to the level of detail like this happens at 10 o'clock or whatever. We're just saying it happens on a given date. And, it's some ambiguity, but, presumably the date in which the event is listed is the date, the time zone that applies. And mostly that won't matter. Basically, I think we have fewer than 20 international subscriptions, and several of those are libraries or museums that are doing it more for reference than anything. So, oh no, we have 4 in the mainland, and then Alaska and Hawaii are different too. So I don't know how many that involves. Alaska stretches out pretty far, but my daughter that publishes the magazine related to this is living in Hawaii now. So that's, I always have to watch out because she's 5 hours away from me, just like you guys. Mudjark, I think you're 5 or 6 away from me, but I'm in Eastern U.S. and Vikendi, I don't know where you are, but so there is some stretch of time zones involved. But on the other hand, I don't think I've ever heard of a festival in Hawaii that we publish. There might be one, but there won't be very many. Most of them are in one of the 4 U.S. time zones. Okay, so let me copy that. Whoops. Put this in here so I can just get it. Oh, 9 hours to there. Yeah, that's true. Guam's out there somewhere. Gosh, it sticks in my mind. Alaska has a bunch of time zones. I don't know. I have a friend that lives there, and I know she's very early compared to us. Okay. Oh, so they have Alaska time is 2 p.m. So it's 1. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, to here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my daughter's 5 hours away. Alaska's 4 hours away. Pacific 3 hours. Mountain 2. Central 1. Eastern 0 for me. Okay, I thought it was more. Okay, yeah, Russia has a bunch. Was it 11? Okay, yeah, compared to our 6. But that's fine. So if it's just calendar days, if I know the event takes place in Texas, it's not that far off, maybe a virtual event, you might have to worry, if something took place virtually in England, which we've definitely had that happen. If it happened at 9 p.m. in England, it's a different day out here. So I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Oh, 9 p.m. there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So this is going to have, let's put all the pieces in. Okay. Start date. Well, and Monday year is our little class. Let's make it June 1st, 2025. Let's go ahead and put it in Dallas. Territory is our ambiguous one. We're going to say Texas. And notes are featuring Bob White meetup. And URL. Texas.example.com. I guess we'll do that. Oh, Norway. Okay. All right. This is MDY. Okay. And our expect is actual equals expected. And I haven't defined actual. Okay. Let input equal. And then we're going to do it the same way we did this event. Okay. And actual is going to be our calendar parse. Okay. Well, maybe I'll just make it sub-0. Oh, right. I need to call that make calendar of input. Okay, so he's given the string for, oh, we were going to make this happen in there. Let's begin event and end event. Okay, and we're putting the RNs at the last. All right, so that should come out of here. And that should come out of here. And here. Okay, and I'm going to do this 0601, 0605. Okay, we'll just get some of this stuff. So why is input complaining? Oh, event string. Okay. So we've got this event. Well, first, let's just run this test and make sure I didn't screw it up. To need a new line before them. I don't think so. I think I've been consistently putting it in the end of things. So we have one there. We have to put it in here because it's a one-line thing. But each one consistently leaves a new line at the end. So that's okay. And yeah, I think that's fine. All right, now this one, line length violation 200 or more. Okay, but we know how to do that. Control. Yep. Okay. Cannot be applied to two event operators. I thought we made them comparable. Equatable. And MDY, is that equatable? Okay. But that's not actually enough, is it? Because I don't care about IDs. All right. Let's make an extension out of it. I'll leave that for now, and then we'll hit the barrier and deal with it. Okay. That should be okay now. So I think it's going to compare and then find out, well, besides a bunch of fields not being there, it's going to find out like, hey, your IDs don't match, which is fine. We don't need the comparison to consider that. Now, our parser doesn't do much. He only captures the summary as being the name, so he's going to have a lot of errors. Oh. Index out of range. Oh, I did mess something up. All right, let's print result here. Seem to be as good as any. Now I thought I just ran this one and it worked. What went on? Okay. Begin vCounter, prod ID, begin event. Oh, is there a space? No space. But I thought I ran this test. I apparently didn't do as well as I thought. Because this one should pass. This one should not pass. Okay, and what's your complaint? Okay, event IDs are different. This one's 9D. Name is right, my event. Start date is 2000. It's the default value. All the other fields are default values. Okay, so I'm kind of okay doing this. I don't know. This is before we swapped the new lines. Before we put the returns in, so it is just the new lines. I think maybe we haven't printed it since we had all new lines with the change that did this. I don't know. We certainly had some weird stuff before, but this prints and it looks like I want it to look, and I can debug it from that, and I'm fine. So that's okay. Now this one does not use the parser, so it's really testing that event mapping function. Oh, that's why I'm being silly. Expected event. Okay. Yeah, I don't need to do this input like that. Let's make the input be an IC event. And then that, what's your complaint? Cannot find in scope. Oh yeah, I got to import something. iCalendar parser. Okay. Okay, and now he should offer to do these things. Okay, so all this. Attendees, I don't care about that. Classification, I don't care. Description is useful. Date created, I guess this is alphabetical, but I think that's kind of what they're doing here. Yeah. Okay, so date created is what type is he? He's date. Oh golly. Yeah, so we just need to create the event data block. I see date time. That's its own thing. Okay. Type. Okay, we can say type date. Okay, good. We don't want date start. We want, what's it called? Date, no. Date end, date start. No, it is date start. Okay, date end, but not date created. Date end. Okay, and that's got to be a IC date time. I still have to make a date. Ugh. I see date, time, date of something, and dot date. Okay. What am I missing? Okay. All right. Let's format this thing. Huh. Now why aren't you going to multi-line? There it goes. Okay. Date start. Well, this one is summary. I've captured all that. Maybe this is a static function. We got to make sure to call it. We'll do that later. Okay. All right. Oh, goodness. Yeah, we got to create those dates. Did we? I thought we did something to do that somewhere. I don't think it's date range. That's all MDY. It was in first lines, maybe. It was like the test. Oh, here's date extensions. Just date. Okay. Okay, we want 6, 1. I forget. This is this multi-year format? Yeah, we did something. I thought maybe it was in the test. I guess I got to look at date and see what it's. I can't tell if it's month, a year, or not because I use small numbers. init parse strategy string protocol. Oops. Okay, maybe documentation would be better. Time interval, time interval, time interval. Where's the string one? Okay, it's not this. That's IC. Well, it can only be one of two ways, right? Okay. And this one. Okay. We'll try this again. I think I don't know. This date with a strategy, like I didn't see anything like that. Yeah, I thought we were doing this sort of thing. Date formatter with this format. But okay, what do we got? I think we're going to get the comparison is failing just because the fields are wrong. Okay, that's not a valid field. My event is right. Start date 1/1/2000. Okay. And these are 2025. All right, is virtual. What do we say we want? False. The actual is false. City is not being pulled. Okay. So, is virtual city territory notes? Okay, we should be able to get notes in here. I don't know if they're called notes or something else. Currents. I guess I should look at my input file. Oh, I should look at my file. Do I have text made open still? Yeah. Okay, there's a summary. Description is the other one. Okay, description. Yeah. Okay. Now, this cities territory thing is actually kind of tricky, and the URL is tricky. So if we can get the first few, name, start date, end date, is virtual is tricky. Territory, okay, yeah, we should be able to get name, start date, end date, notes. Will be very easy. Okay, but we have this problem that our event doesn't know how to compare properly. So let's fix that first. Event, and then equatable. We really do need to override. Is it static function equals of LHS of self, RHS of self, bool. Okay. We'll just start that false, get that hooked in. Okay, and then in event, okay. So ID ignored in, well, equals ignores ID field. Okay, and I don't know that, do I have to do every field to be comfortable? Right, let event 1 equal event with, sure, that's a start. That's not helpful. Why are you making up? Okay, if I don't do ID, I get my own ID. That seems true. Okay, I think we need those fields again. Name, start date, end date. Month, 12, day, 20, year, 2025. Is virtual. Notes and URL. Okay, I'm sure he's going to complain about the length of that. Okay, we need one that's equal. E1B, E1A. And then we need one that's not equal. And you could go through and do this field by field, but I think if any field is not equal, then it's going to come up. So I'm kind of, my test is not testing that it is not, would not drive every field out. I'm just going to trust myself. All right, but if I have this anyway, I expect that E1 equals E1B, and I expect that E1A does not equal E2. Okay, I'm surprised. I think these are long lines, but okay. And this test should fail because everything's false now. Right. Well, let's do that again. He looks like he didn't run. Okay, so this failed and our other test failed. Or sorry, this one is the one we're looking at. And this failed. Okay, good. Let's implement this. Okay, and so this is lhs.name equals rhs.name and lhs dot start date equals rhs dot start date and end date equals end date. Is virtual city territory. Notes and URL. Now you're guessing it. Prefer implicit return. Yes, I have one. Okay. So this test should pass now. Okay, and the one that fails is our parser one. Okay, oh, good. Well, so I would say at this point, let's take a break. We'll take a 3 or 4 minute break, and we'll come back and we'll work on at least the first 3 fields and notes. I think we can get those right pretty easily. The others all take some thinking and doing. So see you in a few. All right, welcome back. Let's see. Looks like you can put virtual Dallas into location in Google Calendar. Yeah, so, and that's what we've done in this one, wherever it got off to. Yeah, so I got virtual or Sandbridge. I don't know how easily you can get it. I mean, given a city and state, there's got to be a Google Map API that'll give me that. You know, just take the center of the city and do it approximately. And this is going to be by convention. Location is going to be virtual or, and then blah, 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 blah. I don't think any cities put commas in their name that I ever heard of. So I probably could, I mean, we're going to have to parse it. The last, you know, comma last entity is going to be the state. or country. And then whatever's before that could be multiple words. I mean, there's Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and there's San Jose, you know, cities with multiple names. We could just take everything after it for now. Yeah. Okay. Right. So let's go in here. No, let's go in. I'm going to close these two. That was enough to get our test. All right. So the mapping, well, name is ice.summary. That's a direct mapping. If we don't have one, nothing. All right. Let's break this thing up anyway. Okay. Start date is ice.dt start. We saved some code somewhere. Ice parsing, convert date to MDY. So we had that in a test at some point. We're going to use it now. Okay. Static function date to MDY. That might work. And then description. I see date start. I see unwrapped. Else. Month, day, year. Yeah, we don't have a lot of helpers there, do we? Cannot convert value of type MDY to expected target type date. Is this going to work? Cannot convert value of type date to date. Cannot use optional chaining on non-optional value of type date. Is it optional or not optional? Okay. And then notes is ice.description. Good guess. Why don't you want to format? Cannot convert value of type date question mark. Okay. Print line 33. Oh, thank you. Is that all? No, I think this is optional, so let's make this optional. Okay, so this can be that. Okay. Left side is non-optional MDY. Okay. I feel like we still have a hole there though, because end date can't be nil. No, it's okay. Okay, whoops. Is that the one that sets it? No. Okay. I'm hoping we have some more test fields right, but the whole thing's not going to be done. Yeah, something's still. Okay, so that failed, but let's hope some of this is right. Okay, name my event, start date 6/1/25, 6/1/25. Do I have these backwards? Start date. Yeah, we got the end after this, or before the start. Okay. And how the notes do. Featuring Bob White, featuring Bob White. All right. We'll run that again. With the start date, end date in a more natural order. Okay. Okay, my event, start date 6/1, end date 6/5, start 6/1, end 6/5, virtual false city, territory, and URL. Okay, let's call this basic fields. And let's only worry about the ones that we trust. So not these two and not URL. Okay. Now I think this might pass. And the reason I'm doing that is because the territory, actually the location is going to give us the virtual, the city, and the territory. So that feels like plenty of work to do. And then the URL has to come out of the notes somehow. And we'll see. Okay. Good. All right. So we copy basic fields. Parser converts basic fields. Name, dates, notes. Okay. So let's have one. Let's do the location fields. Now I don't know what happens if you don't put a date. Let's take these out. And then this is going to be 1/1/2000 is sort of our default. We took the notes off. I said we don't need that. We need this summary. Okay, so that's the sort of free stuff. All right. And then the location. Virtual or Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. Argument location must precede argument summary. All right. Okay. Should we also support TBD? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if we should start just so simple. Yeah, so let's do virtual location. And let's just only do that. Okay, so we get that much. Okay, so then I think I want is virtual should be true. and we'll turn this into a parameterized test in a moment. Well, I don't know. That gets very messy. All right, this should fail. No problem. All right. Okay. All right, so 112,000, 112,000, that's fine. Is virtual false? Is virtual true? Okay. Let's static function is too annoying. Yeah, I'm thinking my theory of not doing this is probably, well, that's kind of close. If URL, I think I just want to put lowercase, change virtual. This is a string. URL should not be part. That's right. URL is going to be a description. Optional bool cannot be used as a bool. Is that going to work? Value of type string. Oh. No, this. Type string star. Right. And actually this is starts with that's our convention basically. So return in static method of return bool. Okay, good. City state. Okay. Okay, so if you give it just a city, and well, is virtual should be false. And actually this one, I think we can say city should be empty and territory should be empty. A little weird. Okay, but this one, city should be Dalin, and the territory should be Idaho. Okay, so that should break it up. You're right. Location parser. We'll refactor some. Don't think we'll finish this whole thing today, but we'll be on our way. We're already on our way, but we'll get closer. Okay, so basically it doesn't find the city, it doesn't find the territory. Okay. Make one more static function, then we're going to refactor. City, state, from location. Oh, we can't do that. Well, we kind of can. Okay. Well, now the parser, yeah, I guess. All right, part 0 trimming character in white spaces. Yeah. Okay. City state is probably accurate in that case, but it'll come out as territory. Okay. Good. Let's refactor. That'll take most of the rest of the day, I think, but that's okay. Well, okay. So, I mean, static functions, they're typically a sign that we're missing an object somewhere. And in this case, yeah, maybe like parse event to do this part. Parse location, I think, should do both these. And this helper, he's probably, well, he's probably okay on the event, whatever does this, but let's make that happen. Now, oh, we're not calling this either. Let's do that. So he's calling IC event to event. Make sure that's still passing. Yes. Index out of range. Oh yeah, that's true. If it's I don't know if I want to do this. Okay, I guess I will. Okay, as long as there's at least one. And we can explore this. Let's try to do this right. How long has it been since you wrote C? Okay. Okay, try again. Yeah, it's funny. It's kind of like it would be natural to be either an extension on date or an extension. I guess mostly an extension on date, or a function on date to MDY. Okay, what's your matter? Virtual location. Virtual true, city blank, territory nil. Is territory optional on our event? No. Okay. Oh, the city is virtual. Yeah, so this emphasizes that we need that. Ugh, 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 ugh. Okay, really, this together should be one function that computes all three fields, and it's not the way we're doing it. So what's happening is it has one part. The part is virtual. Let's muck with it a little bit more. Okay, if the city is virtual, and this is really to get through the test. City is blank. Okay. So I think that'll get us through at least this set of cases. Okay. All right. So let's start extracting classes. Okay. I think this is probably outlived itself. All right. So I would like this function to be on a different class for starters. So let's make event mapper. And we will give it this function. And it needs, well, it needs all these, which is fine because we don't want them in here anyway. Okay, so event mapper, and this is event mapper dot that. Okay, that should be okay. And then I can take all these out. Yeah, we'll deal with that. Maybe it's event parser. I don't know, it's kind of the semantic piece. The parsing's already done, so I guess I'm living with mapper. All right, so that should not be a problem. If I build, that should be fine. Okay, and let's get rid of this convenience thing. Let's, it's got no fields, that's fine, but let's turn this into a plain function. Okay, so, oh, I gotta do those now, yeah. We'll clean those up too later. Okay, so he's a function. So now this becomes event mapper dot IC event. And I think we can move that up here. Okay. Oh, fair enough. So this is event mapper dot that. Okay. Then, yeah, let's make this, let's try this as date extension. Extension date. And we want a function that's 2 MDY. Given a, well, he can't be an optional date now, can he? Actually, he's nothing. He's self. Which I kind of say as like that. From self. And return that. Okay, now this should be return date dot as MDY. I'd kind of like to get rid of this, but that means I got to know if these dates I still don't think that's right. Does that work? Because then how does nil know it's, I guess it knows it's a date, a nil date. Okay, let's try it. Date. Guard. I update. Huh, I didn't know that worked. Although we did an extension on date question mark before for a test, I believe. Is that okay? Yeah. Huh. Okay, I guess I did know it and forgot it already in a week. Surprise. Okay, so that should be okay then. I'm so used to a null pointer exception for that sort of thing. All right, so let's get rid of this then. I think we can do that. This is this. As MDY. Now, I don't know. It seems like what if DT start is empty? Then these don't seem valid to me. As MDY. Can I convert value of optional something to expected type MDY? So I'm going to say if I set equals nil, then nil dot as MDY else ice dot DT start bang dot date as MDY. Huh. Where's MDY? Let's give him a static that enforces that. Var default is no. Unspecified is MDY 1 2000. Oh, I did something over the last evening too. I turned on the warnings for Swift 6 violations. So it warned because that would a var there would be thread unsafe. But I just need a constant to make this thing a little better. Okay. Date has no member. That's annoying. No, I think it's saying we don't have an override for date as MDY. We only have an override for date question mark as MDY. Okay. I will put the extension. I'll just do a cast. Expected comma separator. Double date data type has no. We gotta do it as. Cheesy. Because I think date is optional on this thing. DT start, yeah, it's optional. So that part's optional. What about the date? The date is not optional. So maybe we don't need that. Let's just do this. Take off the self, which kind of is better anyway. And then take off that. Yeah, that's great, but it's irrelevant. Okay. So now we're checking if the whole IC date time thing is nil. Then we use unspecified, otherwise we grab the date field, which guaranteed to exist in that case, and do it. Okay, that should be good. A little bizarreness. So apparently my ice.dt start question mark, well, it didn't like it though. I don't know. I would have thought that would return the wrong type of nil, but that's assuming this works, it's not relevant. Okay. Well, that's coming along. All right, so now Event Mapper has this location stuff. So what I want to do is I want to make a little struct location in location. Territory of territory. Okay. So this is just for the parsing purposes. And then let's extract out location parser. And he is a parser because he's going to be tearing these things apart. Okay. Right. Okay. So this, I think, we're going to make location do something. Location parser do something. So let's give it a method that's a class, an instance method. Function parse string of string. If that's location of string. Even string optional is fine. And this thing returns a location. Yeah. Okay. So sure, but it's self dot still. Okay. And then let is virtual be equal to self dot is location virtual of location. Okay, and then return location with is virtual is virtual. City is city. Territory is territory. Okay. Now we're going to give this thing a location parser. Okay. And then he's going to call this is going to be let location equals location parser of ice.location. Okay, and now this is going to be location.isVirtual. That'll go away. Okay, so we're going to parse it, get a small structure back, and use that to populate these fields. Okay, so this should work. And I'm doing this because, like, this hack is not a good thing. We can work around that. All right, and then these are no longer used up here. Okay. Yeah, I think the approach we have here with two separate things to analyze it is not going to handle virtual or Coeur d'Alene, Iowa or Idaho, very well. So that I'll blend these back together. But first, I'm going to make these non-static functions. Okay. So that should all be fine. Yeah. It sometimes happens. We get to a good stopping point at the end of the day, but it's basically accidental. I've got a couple minutes. I think I will extract these files in the right place down here in adapter. Oh. I never paused long enough. Okay, and I don't know why it's not as swift. He probably wants foundation. Oh, I don't know if I need foundation for this. I need wherever this thing comes from. I might leave location and location parser together. Now, is this doing anything with iCalendar? I don't think he is. Okay. Date has no member in. Okay, I think he's just not built. Oh, did that file maybe didn't get typed correctly or something. He's part of DPN. He's a Swift. Dater. Why do you not see it? Cannot be processed. Okay, something's funny. Put the R back and let's just make a file. Plus as MDY. He was, but now this one is for sure. I don't know. I think because he got created as text, he decided he wasn't a real file and put him in a bad place, maybe. Okay, well, we will wrap there. And then tomorrow we'll work on locations and the URL. So the URL is also going to be kind of messy, but we'll figure it out. All right, well, thanks for joining today. I'm happy with where we are. I thought we'd be kind of done, but I'm sure we'll finish it tomorrow, and we'll go from there. 2 to 4:30 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Time, or 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. All right, thank you, and have a good night.